All right, let's run through this electric blitz game that I just wrapped up with my American compatriot and Buthman. Okay? So he's going to play this. He's going to play his king's pawn out, and I'm going to play Caro Kann, as I do. As I do, this is what we're rocking with. I'm going to pin this knight, and things are good, I think. Okay, computer doesn't love this move, but I like putting pressure on this pawn. I guess I should have taken the pawn first, but I didn't. He takes, I take back. Everything's okay. Okay, so I guess this is the risk. I don't really see what's so risky about that. But what can you do, All right, so I'm going to finish off this pawn chain here. It wants me to trade off the knight. Who knows, dude? Okay, so he brings out his knight, which is an error, because I can take the knight, and I'm going to win this pawn. I guess the computer doesn't like this either. I'm going to take this knight eventually. I saw this as well. So I win 2 pawns out of the opening, and things are looking pretty good, I thought. I guess this check is pretty nasty. I don't really understand why. Okay, so he can bring some heat over here, I guess. Yeah, okay. I could see how that would become problematic, I guess, because he'd be attacking this pawn, threatening my rook. If I push this pawn, he can attack my rook here. Okay, that looks a little sketchy. Didn't notice that, I'm going to be honest. But he takes the pawn, and now I'm up 2 pawns. I'm good here. I feel like my entire thing looks pretty nice. I get castled. He sacrifices a bishop, which seems a little aggressive. Seems a little aggressive from Buthman, but, I mean, I'm not playing his game, dude. He's playing the game. It's his style. His choice. He brings his queen in, but nothing's really happening here, and I can just immediately attack his queen. And then I'm going to try to take advantage of this pinned pawn here. It is the best move. Okay, thought this was a pretty fancy move, jazzy little move. I thought. I'm getting creative here. Can't take because the pawn is pinned, so we're rocking, dude. He pushes there. For the trade of queens, I figure if the queens come off the board, I'm definitely winning this game up 4 points of material. I guess the best move was to trade for him, so I don't know. But he attacks my knight. I can just hop my knight right in here, give a check, and then I'm going to fork his rooks, which is pretty nice, I thought. I guess the computer doesn't love the move, but I liked it, dude. I liked it. I liked the move. He's going to threaten checkmate, so I got to protect that. And I guess it would have been better for me to give up the knight, huh? Doesn't that give up the knight? Wait, the best move is... Why? What's the follow-up here? Why can't he just trade the queens? Then what? Is that not the best move? Because now I lose my knight, don't I? Oh, but then he loses the rook. Okay, so the rooks are protecting each other. Okay, I missed that. Nice, okay. So we actually can't take the knight. I don't know. I didn't see that. But I'm going to fork his rooks, which I thought was a good move, but the computer disagrees, I guess. Protect against the checkmate. He just sacrifices another bishop. And I guess he's going to try to go for a perpetual here or something, but I'm not too concerned about that. He trades off the rooks. I can just block with my queen. He brings his queen up here. I block with the rook. He takes the knight finally, but I don't really care. I get my other knight out of there. He's going to threaten to pin my queen, so I get my get my king out of the way. He brings his rook down here, but I find this very nice resource, and I saw this ahead of time, where I can just attack his queen. So and create a little room for my queen. So if he takes, I can just take, and we're just trading queens. That sort of saved the game for me. Things were getting pretty sketchy there for a second, but homie's just running out of time anyway, so I figured I was probably good. And he eventually does run out of time, and it was a jazzy little game, dude. Jazzy little game, I thought. It's nice, always nice to get a W. I'm not always getting Ws, but today I got a W, and I'm pretty happy about it.